Hello, it's Mary, the mom from A Girl, a Book, and a Mom. And today I thought I'd sum up some of the best woke books that I read last year and a few the year before that I really recommend. So stick around, grab your cup of coffee. This is Patricia, again from Salty Sea Dog Designs. And let's have some recommendations. Okay, so some excellent books on the history of race relations, and these I read at the beginning of last year when I was really starting to delve into the woke books. The first one is Caste, The Origins of Our Discontent by Isabel Wilkerson. And this was a fascinating book that compared the caste system of India with the way white, brown, and black people are treated in America. And also she delved into how Nazi Germany looked at American segregation laws as a way of holding the Jewish people down. So that was really interesting. Very long book, nonfiction, very informative. 5 stars. All of these are 5 stars. So we'll just get that out. The next book, which I actually bought my stepdad for the, just for the fun of it, was called Stamped from the Beginning by Ibram X. Kendi. This book really looked at a history of racism from the beginning of time, basically. It was really in-depth, and I had no idea that so many of our founding fathers were jerks. So we'll just put it that way. Next, we'll have some excellent books about Black joy. And these were excellent. So enjoyed them. All of these books are excellent. Red at the Bone by Jacqueline Woodson. Red at the Bone by Jacqueline Woodson is a story about a young black couple and they make some poor decisions and how it affects the rest of their lives. And it's just, poor decisions is not really the right word. They were in love, they got pregnant, very young. And so it's interesting, but it's really just a really good story and full of joy. I love that book. And the next 3, I read the first one in 2020, and the other 2 I read in 2021. And they are Get a Life, Chloe Brown, Take a Hint, Danny Brown, and Actor Age, Evie Brown by Talia, Hibbert. And these are super, super love stories about the Brown sisters who are African American, and they each have their own quirks and things, challenges, and how they find love. And it's wonderful. So next we have some profound essays by Black men. The first is James Baldwin, The Fire Next Time. And this is a letter to his nephew about growing up as a black man and living as a black man. Excellent book, really hard to read. And I don't mean that because of content. I mean, James Baldwin's literary style is very difficult for me to read. The next book is Between the World and Me by Ta-Nehisi Coates. And it's a letter that Ta-Nehisi Coates wrote to his son about being a black man. So I hear, and I could be very wrong, that Ta-Nehisi Coates based his book on, well, not based, but it was inspired by James Baldwin's book. So that these two are very, very similar and thought-provoking. And then the last of the profound essays is actually, I was just going to say, I totally recommend this, except I totally recommend all of these. It's 12 Years a Slave, and I didn't write down who. I'll put who wrote it down here. And it's a story of an actual freed black man who was kidnapped in Washington, D.C. and sold to slavery and had to live 12 years as a slave before he managed to be freed. And it's great. Now some excellent books on life moving forward. And these are God-focused, which I'm a Christian, but I don't usually... I'm not evangelical, but I thought that this was interesting that I had some books that I recommend about life going forward. Got everything on my yellow pad. And both of them are God-focused. The first one, I had a hard copy and I gave it to my mother. It's called Love is the Way, Holding on to Hope in Troubling Times by Bishop Michael Curry. And this one talks a lot about... love, and he is I want to say Episcopalian, like the head of the Episcopalian Church, and he talks about love is important. And then Dear White Peacemakers by Osheta Moore, who this was such a fantastic book. I just read it, and it's very focused on God and that we are all part of the same giant family. And yeah, it was really good. So both of those are excellent ways to move forward. Then we have some excellent fiction with black protagonists. The first is Dead Girls by Nakisha Afia. And this is a Harlem Renaissance mystery, and it's about this black girl who is investigating because she kind of got forced to by the cops. But she's investigating murders of black girls happening in Harlem during the Harlem Renaissance. Excellent. Of course, it's excellent. All of these are excellent. And the next one I gave to my sister. It's called The Sweetness of Water by Nathan Harris. And it's about, it's about two black men who were slaves, but then they're freed. So this is immediately after the Civil War. And so there's two black freed men, and then they're helping a farmer learn how to farm his land because the white farmer has to re-understand how society works. And there's two Confederate soldiers who are involved in a romance, and there's a murder, and it's just really good. It's really good. Yes. So anyway, and the last one I read at the end of 2020, and it's called Their Eyes Were Watching God by Zora Neale Hurston. And it's about a black woman and her attempts at love. So, there you have it. 14 recommendations for Black History Month. Hope you're doing well. The shirt is by Mahogany Mommies, black-owned company. Oh my gosh, softest, most wonderful shirts ever. The mug, Patricia, by Salty Sea Dogs, a husband-wife team in Vancouver. Love their stuff. I did a video a little bit ago. I think it was my November and December wrap-up that had my manatee mug, Clark. This is my platypus mug, Patricia. Anyway, hope you're doing great, staying warm, and happy reading.